G'day friends and foes, Arjay Martin here, and this is TINLA episode 31. So TINLA is short for This Is Not Legal Advice, and nor is it legal advice. Everything said in there is, opinion or paraphrased only, etc, etc, etc. Can't be relied on as legal advice, etc. What follows after this little introduction is three videos joined together. The first one was sideways, and then the next one I just did in portrait mode because his phone is going a bit crazy, and that way it was upright, and then that cut out randomly, so there was a video that followed that. So it includes that there were probably 15 to 25 police officers for a protest that had originally two people, and then a third person was there as well. Afterwards, there were about 5 vans full of police officers, as well as 3 and then 2 on foot. 2 of the police officers followed me, I submit, and then I went from a location where they were just hanging around for, 15, 20, or it must have been longer than that, probably half an hour or something. Then I walked down the esplanade a little bit, they followed, and then I turned around with the camera, so then they hide behind street furniture kind of thing, just tailing me, I believe to intimidate me because of a disgruntled police sergeant from Surfers Paradise station. So then I walked further down, and then they followed again. Then I stopped and was live streaming, filming, turning, showing the police, and they, hide or whatever again. And then I changed directions, walked past them, and then stopped again. The woman police officer started following me, and then turned around when she saw me turn around and start filming, and then walked further up, and then they followed again, and then I went back down there because there weren't many people passing anyway. And with the previous phone call I had with the police sergeant on the phone, that indicated that I would be arrested if I had a sign or massively fined, something like that, claiming falsely that that would make it an unlawful protest, and then didn't like that I said straight away, well, Section 10A of the Summary Offences Act defines an unlawful protest, and that means 3 or more people, and that they're basically inciting fear in people. Of course, I would never do that. I'm just a peaceful, law-abiding citizen, and what a big waste of money it was to have something like 25 police officers to police a protest and political rally, trying to start reset Parliament as a political party with the difference being not binding the members to, toe a party line to policies, but instead hopefully just getting good, decent, hard-working Australians to, do the right thing, ones that would do the right thing. And then they're not bound to a party because you aren't supposed to be bound to a party. You're supposed to be in Parliament representing the people, not your political party or, your special interest group, whether it's a affiliated unit or, an affiliated union, or if it's, Megacorp Co. or whatever, the big donors, that kind of thing. But anyway, so then other police ended up buggering off in their vans, and when we were tailed by these 2 police officers, there were also various council workers there too that were probably also tailing myself, and my 2 great excellent people that turned up as well. And then basically I unfurled my little banner sign in front of the police, and they didn't arrest me. despite supposedly that meaning it's an unlawful protest, which of course it isn't. And then later on, I confronted the police, asking them, is it a good use of taxpayer money to have 20 police or whatever following 3 people doing a protest? Then they claimed, and I believe it was false, that they were doing a operation to look for stolen vehicles, apparently at the bike rack. So, and following and then stopping and hiding behind, sculptures, street furniture, that kind of thing. And then I pointed out straight away, well, just watch a video and see. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, so I don't think it's a good use of resources to follow around safe individuals, people that do comply with valid law, that kind of thing. Whereas, there's a lot of bad people that need catching. And I believe that I was targeted because of a disgruntled police officer who was abusing her office, in my opinion, I may allege, by having officers unlawfully stalk me. Why else would they have so many officers? Like, I imagine that originally they had lots of officers in case there were lots of people that turned up. But was it to intimidate? Perhaps it is. And then also another funny thing is a security camera, street security camera that follows me around, and that's fun as well. So and funny as well. So I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, share, subscribe, donate some money to me personally if you can, if you're willing to, if you're able to, if you support freedom. I do have a couple of pending court cases. One, sorry, I'm losing my voice after talking too much, so it's getting a bit squeaky. But one is an appeal to the district court over what I say was a travesty of a court case at the Southport Magistrates Court with the police officer who is a disgruntled police officer, I assume, or I believe, based on, the actions, including calling me up out of the blue saying, I've been on your Facebook page and you've got a protest, are you going to authorise it? And telling me, suggesting that there would be penalties for me for having any kind of banners, and what else? Also, falsely claiming what a unlawful protest entails, and some other interesting bits and pieces. I do have a video on that, which is TINLA 28 or 29, I think, a couple of videos ago. Maybe it's even TINLA 30. Anyway, so you can look those up on YouTube as well. And anyway, so if you do want to donate to support me so I can, concentrate on these court cases, there's also things like filing fees and other bits and pieces, getting papers copied, blah, blah, blah. But you can do so at paypal.me/Arjay Martin. So that's PAYPAL.me/ARJAYMARTIN. And any donation would be appreciated. So please do that. And what else? That'll probably do. I hope you enjoy the video. Like I said, please like and share and subscribe. And, it contains legal information that, whilst not legal advice, but can potentially save people from having negative outcomes from disgruntled police or police sent by a disgruntled sergeant, if that is the case. In terms of, trying to require my name and address, as well as, feigning, I believe, that they were investigating something so that they could try and ping me for obstructing their investigation. Anyway, so again, it's misconduct, I believe, and corrupt conduct even, I believe. And, you know, hopefully the officer sees that they should be law-abiding police officers, and that if they try and set me up with something or whatever, or just say if I have a bigger protest still within the COVID limits, and hopefully, you know, dozens of groups might go there and have 20 people each. When I happen to be there, I'm going there at 11 a.m. until about 1 p.m. next Sunday at the same location, Surfers Paradise, along the Esplanade and, you know, the Cavill Avenue end of the Esplanade. Then, you know, they can either try and break the law and intimidate, harass, unlawfully stalk me, if that's what was happening, which I believe it could well be, or they can just, you know, behave and be nice, civilised police officers. You know, police are just like you and me. They want to, you know, generally speaking, that most of them just want to get on with their day, you know, just make sure people are safe, that kind of thing. But then, unfortunately, there are disgruntled ones. And it also reminds me, I think it was the same police station, perhaps, Surfers Paradise Police Station, where they had something like, I don't remember the details exactly, and I did try and quickly look up, but I can't find it on the internet. But there was a former model, she might have been like a Miss Universe or something like that, and there was something like 50 officers looking up her personal details without having a reason to, besides, oh look, no, this is supermodel girl's address, something like that. And then apparently I think some of them may have, but don't quote me on this, may have been unlawfully stalking the lady, you know, as in physically following, as well as the unlawful access to her records. See, so I'm just a lawful, law-abiding citizen, and I want to get along with the police and get on with my life, and so should they. And hopefully they do that and don't try and do little tricks, you know, falsely claim that I was obstructing justice, etc. And I wonder if they will escalate things by giving me some kind of fine, nonsense fine, or arrest me in the middle of the night, something like that. I don't suggest that they do that. I think that would be a very poor choice of actions, and, you know, let's see what happens. Anyway, so cheerio and have a lovely day. The video follows. Bye. G'day everyone, it's Arjay here. I think my picture's going to be sideways. The camera just told me it's going to rotate it or not rotate or whatever. Anyway, so I'm at Surfers Paradise. There's a few people out and about. Don't mind my curly hair. But anyway, so... Sorry. So 10 a.m. until midday, Surfers Paradise. We're just here. They've got the surfboards in there and the little metal arch right there. And anyway, so come down if you want. If not, don't come down, whatever. Haven't had any police come up to us yet. There have been, like, there's a police car pulled over the road over there, and a couple other police officers walking, but they're just hanging out over there. So, you know, you shouldn't get harassed or anything like that. And, you know, come down if you want. Anyway, I've got to do a phone call. Bye. G'day, I'm sick of sideways videos, but I don't know if it's going to show in the camera, but we're being followed by police, and there's like 5 police vans. Some have gone now. So that's interesting. So as you see under the red arch, they just followed us from where the arch was, like the thing that says Surfers Paradise 2. Want to go for a walk? Yeah. Okay. Now, walking more. Let's see if I'm just paranoid. I'll try and zoom in. Sorry, a bit shaky though. I just keep it zoomed out because otherwise it's too shaky. But anyway, so I think it's very important to protest. Steph said hi, Sid. There's Ross too. Woo! Anyway, so this is a fun little game with the police. Then I just stop randomly and turn the camera around and see them following people. Pretty funny. I wonder if police are any of the people watching, 4 people watching. Ready? Turn the camera around. Woo! There we go. Whee! Magically, they're closer. Oh, you can't see now, just you can see them walking behind. See them walking up. What a fun game. And I'll tell Rossi you said hi in a second. Steph said hi too. Here's a fun game. At least the police can get some exercise following us. But what a waste of resources. Palaszczuk government, Queensland Police Service, you know, in Brisbane, they're really cool. But apparently not in Surfers Paradise. I guess they didn't appreciate the respect my authority South Park Cartman meme or little video after the sergeant, female sergeant, I won't say their name, but lied what the law was to try and prevent me from doing a lawful protest and political rally, interfering with my political rights and liberties, which is actually illegal. You know, this is ridiculous, and it's not only illegal in state law but in federal law as well. Anyway, let's see if the Stasi's following. Doot doot. There's a Stasi following. Very blurry camera. I think it's because I had... G'day, I don't know why the video cut out. But look, a couple of police officers. Let's do another experiment. We'll change direction. One go this way, chaps? Yeah. Sorry, the camera's gone blurry. I had it covered with stickers. So, interesting to see what happens. Wonder how long till the police turn around and follow me the other direction. Is that not unlawful stalking? If they are trying to intimidate me into not peacefully protesting, you know, one of the definitions is to be followed, and you know, I might not want to protest in Surfers Paradise anymore if this continues to happen, which is to my detriment and therefore unlawful stalking. I submit may well be the case. So let's have a game. Again, I turn around the camera. The police are talking to council people now over there, and then not following for a second. The woman was about to follow and then she turned around when I aimed the camera backwards. There's a lady police officer and there's a gentleman police officer. So go this way. Yeah, well, it would be great if there were 20 people here at the protest to outnumber the police that are following at least. But, you know, how much does a police officer get? Sorry again about my hair, it just springs back. Can't help it. But how much do police get paid, and how many people are robbing banks or something right now, or, you know, getting away with child crimes or whatever, because the police are busy harassing, following me? And again, it's not all police. Obviously, the sergeant appears to have a chip on her shoulder because I called her out for a false law. And then, you know, posted the... Yeah, it could be people getting raped or murdered or whatever, but the police are busy following me for no reason. I'm such a dangerous person with my ugly looking hair. But, you know, what it is. I'm walking a bit in front, just checking back. If the police are still following, can't really see at the moment. Too many people wearing dark clothes, so I can't see if the police are following me at the moment, because as you see, there's a whole heap of people wearing dark clothes, and you know, it's quite far away now. Anyway, what have you all been doing this weekend instead of out protesting? But I appreciate you protesting in spirit if you're watching this. Anyone going to write anything? No, I have to basically have the live stream happening because if something does happen, then you know people tend to panic, or it takes time to do another live video. So that's why. If I was just here by myself, I'd like hide behind street furniture and stuff and see what the police do, because that'd be pretty funny. So Adam's caring for his children, that's good. Oh, you're coming next weekend. Are you going to Brisbane or to Surfers Paradise, or both? You can play cat and dog with the police. No, maybe I should wear camouflage gear, but obviously not be taken the wrong way that I'm some kind of sniper or something, even though I don't have a gun. But, you know, give someone an excuse to shoot me, because they're pissed off because they lied. They told me maybe I shouldn't have my protest. See, now, they've still got the police there statically following me. And I'll just try and have a quick squeeze. I can't see the two police officers that followed us on foot from the arch over there. Can you see it? From the arch where the two people are. The Gold Coast person, the two council people, I think. Down 200 metres, 300 metres, whatever it was. And then, I don't know if they're following back again. They might be watching this and be told on the phone, hey, stop following the dude because you look like gooses. Okay, well, I'll see you in Surfers, Adam, if I don't get arrested and whatever. No, but if I do get arrested, it'll be an unlawful arrest, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then I can't be denied procedural fairness, not that I can anyway, but for that application I made authorised protest in Surfers Paradise, the police objected to it, and I was denied procedural fairness, among other things, which I'm appealing. But, you know, if they arrest me, then that'll be interesting if they deny me procedural fairness for that court case, for lawfully protesting. And I don't think it's very good of Surfers Paradise police to be following me and intimidating me like this, by following me. But as I said, you know, Brisbane police are awesome, because we've been doing protests there for a month, basically, and, you know, it's been pleasant, and the officers are cool people. But obviously Sergeant Arundale, who is the person who called me and I believe misquoted the law, and who I put the comments about in terms of, hey, look, an officer misquoted the law, hung up on me, blah blah blah, tried claiming that if I have any kind of banner that's an unlawful protest. And then I said, well, look, section 10A of the Summary Offences Act say otherwise. That defines an unlawful protest as 3 or more people, and they're, you know, inciting fear in others. Cool. Karen's coming next weekend too. So maybe we'll have 6 people next weekend, if Steph can come next weekend too.
Yeah, same.
So I guess I'll probably have to have 50 police officers to make sure, you know, they're available for 6 people turning up. Again, excellent resource use by the Queensland Government and the Queensland Police Service for Surfers Paradise Police Station. And I guess it would be, I don't know, probably called something like Gold Coast Area Command or something like that. But anyway, so this will be interesting. If the police followed me again, I'd unfurl a banner and see what happened. But they're staying away at the moment. Like I said, Sergeant Arundale's probably watching. Hello. And probably said, stand down. Unless they got rocks in their head. You know, following 3 protesters or rally people to... Yeah, so they have been following me, Shell. You can rewind the video and see the police officers. How far would that be? They followed us 100, 150, 200 metres, something like that. And I turned around, went the other way. And then they went to follow me again. And I turned around doing a little cat and mouse game, turning the camera. And then the female officer started walking back towards a male officer who was talking to council staff, what I believe are council staff. And anyway, so it'd be interesting, maybe you should walk back down the other way and see if the police officers are still there. But seriously, Surfers Paradise Police, what are you doing with your resourcing and rostering? Following someone with probably 20 police officers, 15 police officers, and for what? For peacefully protesting and for having a political rally. And that's unlawful, I submit. So anyway, I might walk back the other way and then see if the police officers are still there. Sorry to be annoying. Do you want to walk back that way too? And just see if the police are still there? And then I'll unfurl my banner and then see if I get arrested. Because according to Sergeant Arundale, if you have a banner at an unauthorised protest, that makes it an unlawful protest, which is false. And then she even told me to, suggested that I don't have the protest, putting it nicely. And here's the council people walking again. Gonna walk past, 2 of them. You know, you've got 2 other ones where the police are, and then, you know, let's see if I get my throat crushed by some police kneeling on my neck. Not that anyone will give a rat's backside, but yeah, interesting. They've got go live with someone that's watching. So turn the thing around. The council workers just changed their direction. I think they're council workers. But anyway, sorry to Ross and Sid who are behind me that I'm doing this, but you know, it's probably necessary. So this is what the beach looks like at Surfers Paradise at the moment. Besides, the camera's a little bit blurry from having a sticker on there and obviously sticker residue. But you know, it looks like it might rain soon, kind of thing. But let's see what happens. Looking. See, I'm still walking to where we walked to before. And this is only halfway, so we have to walk that distance again for where the police were following me. And my 2 co-protesters, co-rally people. You know, they're awesome people turning up. I appreciate that a lot of people can't turn up on weekends. Or, you know, they're trying to see their children if they're lucky enough to still have a job, you know, with this COVID lockdown, which is illegal, I submit. Yeah, so I will bring the police on camera. I'll just go up there and... Oh, there we go. So they were following. They're just hiding behind shit. Sorry for swearing, but... sorry, I'm just trying to find them. There we go. It's hard to see though because the camera's blurry, sorry. But anyway, I'll try and keep it that I'm using a front forward facing camera, whatever you call it. Could try and clean the camera. But anyway, so if we go up here, do you want to hold my camera? It's going live, yeah. But I'll unfurl my banner and just see if I get arrested for it. But we'll move a bit closer first, maybe where the yellow thing. So let's see if I get arrested for peacefully protesting. G'day. I was going to have a protest here and the police told me if I have a banner that makes an illegal protest, but it's not. They lied to me.
Well, they can't stop social media.
Yeah, not live videos easily unless they use a jammer. Hey, maybe you should use a jammer. Surfers Paradise Police. Whee! Hello, officers. Oh, just look the other way. We're just casually here behind the parking sign. We're not here for you. It's just a coincidence. That's why we look backwards. Oh, it's going to say sit still here. So I do have a forward-facing camera because the back one's a bit blurry. I had stickers on there. So I'll try and fix it. Sticker off there. Sorry, the footage is probably sucky right now. Is that... Hey, that might have made it clearer. Cool. So can you just like aim the camera there? I'll just stand over there.
Yeah.
Unfurl my banner.
Maybe just go on that song there.
Yeah, stand up on the block or something. I might be interested. They'll probably just take my picture and throw it behind now. We're on another trip.
Okay.
So I'm going to go have a chat to the police officers. You can go there if you want, or stand back if you don't want to go there. Oh, it's just going to be polite chat, of course. Okay. So let's go ask the police officers why they're following me. Hello. Do you think it's a good use of resources, police resources, to follow free protesters?
What are you talking about?
Well, you've followed us from where the arch is.
So what are you talking
So why would someone have a stolen vehicle as a bike? I'm sure you know who I am. I tried putting in for an authorised protest and Sergeant Arundel illegally misinformed me about the law, claiming if I have any kind of banner, basically that I'd be arrested because that would be an unlawful protest. I told her that's not the case, that protesting, unlawful protest is defined by Section 10A of the Summary Offences Act.
I don't know who you are, okay? We're here doing another thing that's got nothing to do with you. I don't care who you are, okay? We are not got anything to do with the police here. We're a district resource that does other operations. Okay?
So, as a point of interest, when I was over there, a second protester / rally person.
Okay?
But
we're here to do our operation. Can you just let us do it?
But I think you're
okay?
probably making that up because then you can try and arrest me for obstruction of your duties.
So what's your name, mate?
But you followed me from over there down here.
So what's your name?
Why are you asking? Do you have a reason to ask me?
Yeah.
Do you have a reason under Section 40? No, I'm not.
That's something we don't even need to talk about.
Yeah, sure. So, do you have a reason to ask my name under Section 40 of the PPRA? So, anyway, I think I won't be followed at the moment again for a little while. You know, there's prescribed circumstances for the police to ask your name and address. And then they just make up, I believe, that they're doing an operation. Their operation is apparently walking down an esplanade following me and then hiding at the behind street furniture and behind that big red statue thing, sculpture or whatever. So the police have to have a reason to request lawfully, where you have to answer it, your name and address. I think it's under section 40 and 41 of the Police Powers and Responsibilities Act from the top of my head. And then I believe the police officer just lied, saying that he's here for a separate operation, despite, the fact being that they were hiding behind street furniture for 20 minutes, and then I walked a little bit and then they hid behind other street furniture until we walked again, and they followed us there. And, it's helpful if you know the law, because it's also like Police Officer Sergeant Arundel said just before she hung up about maybe I should learn the PPRA, which is Police Powers and Responsibilities Act. And with that act, obviously the reference would be to move-on orders, and move-on orders, again, can only be issued in certain prescribed circumstances, such as if you're inciting fear with people, if, just say I'll just reverse the camera around. If, just say you're at the beach bar cafe thing over there, and you're blocking the entrance and blocking customers going in and out, then that's also another reason why they can ask you to move on. But isn't it just a weird coincidence that I get followed, including when I stop, by the police officers? And then they, I believe, probably lied, saying, hey look, we're here on another operation, we're looking for stolen cars, because there's going to be a stolen car at the bike rack. And then pretending, who are you? We don't know who you are. Anyway, so life's interesting. Again, they're just waiting under the arch now. Or at least one of the officers. I think the other one buggered off somewhere.
There's two plain clothes ones there now.
Oh, and there's two plain clothes ones. Where are they?
Right next to the one other.
Oh, I think they might be council people. They got like Gold Coast written on their shirt. Yeah. So, where is it? Over there. Police officer. Again, sorry about the blurry camera. I need to fix the... so it's not blurry, but I'll just reverse it so it doesn't hurt people's head or whatever. But look, you can protest and have a sign. I didn't get arrested. That's amazing, because they claimed, the police at Surfers Paradise, that having any kind of sign or banner or whatever makes it an unlawful protest. So they just let me get away with holding an unlawful sign, according to Sergeant Arundel. So why aren't the police doing their job arresting me? Don't they want to get sued the crap out of for an unlawful arrest, as well as charged for various crimes, which I can go into, but what's the point of letting the officers know which crimes they would be, because then they don't have to do hard work and look it up. But anyway, so these are interesting protests so far. And I think that police car, the last remaining one, might have left, but I think it's a bit hard to see from here. That was across from where the arch is. And as I said, there are about 5 police cars full of, and they vans, full of officers. They got the back windows are like just panels, so you can't see in the rear seats. But for the first 2 layers of seats, there are like 5-6 police officers in vans, and there are about 5 of them that went past. And of course, we're not obstructing anyone walking past or anything like that. And then the police officer, if he did make up that they're doing an operation at the bike racks to look for stolen cars, which, what a ridiculous story. If it isn't true, if it is true, then some stories are ridiculous that are true. But then tried getting me for obstructing a police officer. But then, because I know some sections of acts, and one of the police officers on the phone, the other guy's looking at me again too, both looking at me. Just wait. Look, I must be a stolen car. Maybe I am a car. Can I identify as a car, a stolen car? Because then they can arrest me, because you would arrest a stolen car or something. Anyway, it's interesting. Woo! Sorry again that the camera's a bit blurry, but as I said, I had stickers on there. There's a police officer on the phone looking at me while she's on the phone, just behind the lady with the cup. The other police officer's behind her looking at me. Female officer just turned around, and let's look. They're probably on the phone. Oh no, this guy, he actually knows some law. Oh my gosh, what do we do? And of course they're in uniform, those police officers. There's no risk of undercover police officers being exposed, blah blah blah. Anyway, I'll read through the messages quickly and there's not that many messages. Yeah, so Karen says they do know a blind man can see what's going on in the world. Well, you'd hope so, but if someone's misquoting law as a police officer in their role as police officer, then I would suggest maybe they don't realise, at least that particular officer. Christina says this is outrageous. I believe it is too, but because I actually approached the police who were following me, then maybe the problem goes away. They're finally walking away. They probably got told to stand down. Oh no, they're going to go hide under the red thing again, because the stolen cars are under the red thing. That's clear. Yeah, so the front facing camera is clear, but the back one isn't, because I had little star stickers on my phone. Obviously people, especially if they're disgruntled police officers, can look at you on your phone, even if your phone is not connected to, how should I put that, if you're not doing a, say, Facebook Live, then they can still access your camera, obviously, I would imagine. Keep walking with the banner. Okay, well maybe I just unfurl the banner again. I'm tempted to stand on the street furniture, the bollards of diversity, but I don't know if I'd get in trouble for that. They'd probably say I'm disrespecting or dirtying their property, and I might have a grain of dirt on my shoes or something like that. Thank you, Kathy, Karen, Michelle, Stephen, Framek, sorry I don't know how to pronounce your name properly, Adam and Steph, because they're the people who commented. So maybe I'll unfurl my banner again, but if the police have they finally gone now? Nah, they're just hiding behind another thing looking at me again. There we go. Look, it's hide and seek because there's stolen cars behind the street furniture apparently. Sorry again that it's blurry, the camera, but it is what it is, so may as well just leave this rolling. Sorry to be annoying, fellas, too. Can you film again? Just wait. Oh, sorry.
You want to turn around or?
Mate, yeah. I guess it's not too blurry when it's. So I'll just go.
Oh yeah? It's usually more interesting, yeah. Just don't know what to say.
Say where you are and where you think it's important to protest and whatever if you like. It's a pity I didn't have time to do a back of the sign too, because this paper was a bit thin, so I had to make a whole new sign, but that didn't work out. Sid, do you want to do some commentary?
You want to do some commentary?
Street interview. Okay, fair enough.
What do you the sign says it is totally illegal anyway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people disagree. Maybe they should study the Constitution and learn. Yes, that's what we need. People to wake up and learn the Constitution. Otherwise, why you bother going to school and learn rubbish when you can learn the truth and support your future generation with the laws that protect them and their rights? And we have a referendum. We'll make this up. Not the government. The governments are corporations and they're only for business. It's Labour, Liberal, Greens. They all got ABN numbers.
And do police officers even learn the Constitution? I assume that they don't, but it would be helpful if they did, particularly sections 92 that allow for the basically free intercourse among the states, as well as it's got business applications as well, but travel among the states should be absolutely free. And section 117, which prevents discrimination in one state or territory from, it does specifically say state, but obviously it applies to territories too, but discrimination of residents of one state in another state. And also section 69, where the states gave away all of their quarantine powers. So, and you can confirm that looking up Quick and Garron's annotated constitution, also called the commentaries of the Constitution, and it clearly states that. So the states don't actually have quarantine law powers, despite quarantine being one of their head of powers in section 51 of the Constitution, but it also has other ones that are not really concurrent powers, i.e. that states and the federal government can also make laws on, such as, you know, lighthouses and some other things as well. But another example is really external relations should be federal government only, and then you shouldn't have things like the Belt and Road Initiative in Victoria, where basically the Victorian government has sold out to the Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese government. So that is completely ridiculous and wrong. Just lifting up the banner so people can read it. There aren't many people walking past, but you know, at least some people see, and it's making a point. The police tell me not to have a protest, but I can lawfully have a protest, so I'll protest. They tell me I can't have a banner, so I have a banner. And it's also false information what the police stated. So, you know, it would be helpful if there's more people as well. I wonder if the police officers are still over there.
There's more people coming down.
Yeah. So I'll face this way. Are the police still there somewhere? I can't see that far.
I can't see them at the moment. But they have got a camera on us now too over there, so you know.
Oh, cool. aim at that. Okay, Ross just pointed out that the camera just moved towards us.
Yeah,
How long ago did it move?
I don't know. I just noticed that it was facing us. So. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So you didn't notice it move, but it's facing us now. Hello.
Yeah. So.
End the lockdown. It's illegal. I wonder, can we play cat and mouse with the camera? We'll move slightly out of focus of it, out of range.
Go over here.
Move.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm just paranoid. Sorry, Sid.
Nah. Yeah.
Look, watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe if you zoom out and move closer to it. So really close. Hello camera that keeps turning to follow us. audio on those cameras? I imagine they do.
More. I'd say they would, yeah.
What a joke. Let's see if the council tells me I can't have a banner. Apparently they will. Maybe.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah.
Parliament. Yeah, sorry. What was that? Yeah, unfortunately. That's alright.
What's the illegal lockdown?
So the lockdown's completely illegal for multiple reasons. One is with border closures, and also you have internal, you can only travel 50 kilometres, 500 kilometres, so that's covered by section 92 of the Constitution, which allows for free travel among the states. You also have residents being discriminated against where, you've got these border passes, and to say if you're in New South Wales and you want to go to Cairns for a holiday, you're allowed to do that. That's covered by section 117 of the Constitution. You can't discriminate residents among the other states or from other states. You also have quarantine powers were given by the state governments to the federal government, so they cannot make quarantine type laws under section 69 of the Constitution. They're just some examples. There's other ones too, like the directions have not been gazetted, which they must be gazetted to take force even if they were lawful, and it hasn't happened. So that again, we're doing live video, so I may as well say sections so people can, Google if I'm talking crap or not. But section 47 of the Statutory Instruments Act says that all exempted subordinate legislation must be gazetted and is of no force until it has been. And then I think it's about section 49 or 52 maybe, says that if there's any laws that say anything contrary to that, those are the laws where it says, that it doesn't have to be gazetted as an example, are inoperative, they don't work. So it is a limit. Alright, no worries. Yeah, have a nice day. Being followed by street cameras, and we had 25 police or 20 police following us.
Alright, have a good day.
So at least I get to educate some people.
Yes.
And I just pinch this. I won't let you touch the sign in case they're going to arrest anyone. It can be me. But look at this street camera going around. Oh, they're not following with the street camera anymore. Why not? Oh, that was fun. They followed me around for like 2 minutes. Oh, there you go. They're facing the other direction. That's like the police officers looking away. We're not following you. We're looking at the road. I don't know if the camera's clear enough to see that. But now the camera is facing this way. They're probably trying to incite me to walk. They just moved it again. I think they're trying to incite me to walk on their garden so they can try and get me for vandalism walking on the garden. No, that's pretty stupid. Look, oh, they're moving back the other way. Are they going to look for me? They're going to look for me. Oh, they look for me and then they turn the camera away. Look, now the camera's this way. Da-da-da. Hey. Maybe my video will get taken down if I start talking about smart towers and smart lights. How much electricity do they need? Look at the big power pack things or fuse boxes or whatever you want to call it. Oh my gosh. They got a little spiky thing so the birds don't poop on a solar panel. Well, I assume that's a solar panel. It's fun and interesting. Just reading messages. Dane says, meanwhile, they let ice addicts operations masquerade as window washers all around surface. The mobs that sit around the front of Portos, so good on you, mate, for fighting back regardless. Thank you, Dane. Ian says, well done, man. Great courage. Great to see. You're an inspiration. I await the police visiting my home at night time, 3 in the morning. Yeah, the camera's working, Kath. And hi to Richard, and hi to Kath too. So I imagine that, one night, 3 a.m. or something, I'll get a knock on the door, police saying, oh look, we'll get him when he's tired and he can't think and he's asleep or whatever. Intimidate. But, it'd be interesting if that happens, because there might well be charges brought federally against those police officers if they do that. I have not broken any law. you are allowed to have unauthorised protests in Queensland. I'm talking specifically. I'm sure you can in every other state and territory as well. And it's even protected by the Human Rights Act, a new act in Queensland that covers the right of association, the right to peaceful assembly, right to participate in a political process. You also have international legislation that has been converted into domestic law, such as federally the Human Rights Commission Act, I think that's 1986 maybe, someone can correct me, that brings in the, what's it called, International IPCPR or something. I can't think off the top of my head, but you know, the IC, International Covenant for Political and Civil Rights, whatever that is. But you know, again, guaranteeing the right to participate in a democratic process, the right to peaceful assembly, the right to you know, protest basically and express yourself politically, the right to association, the right to not have arbitrary detention and arbitrary punishment, that kind of thing, which I think police officers following me around is not very helpful. It's intimidating me. You know, as I said before, it could well be unlawful stalking. Those police officers could well be charged with unlawful stalking because they are unlawfully trying to intimidate me. There's also other interesting charges too, which again I keep saying I won't go on with because it's like a trump card, you know? So I do imagine that I probably will get a knock on the door unless the police are in Surfers Paradise at least, because you know, Brisbane police seem to have a higher IQ, but the police that have been following me, I'm sure all the police in the Coast or Surfers Paradise are stupid, putting it nicely, but you know, I imagine that they will knock on my door in the middle of the night and try and arrest me, fine me, something. But I'm doing this for everyone's benefit, not just my benefit. It's not, in a way, even my benefit, besides how it benefits other people, that, you know, you don't need permission to go outside your house and you can go travel more than 50 kilometres or 500 kilometres or whatever. You can cross international, or not international, you can cross the intrastate borders without a problem. I'm doing this, as I said, so that other people can see, hey, look, it's not right. You can also protest without too much trouble so far. Like I said, I might well get big fines or whatever. But imagine how good it would be if Surfers Paradise at 10 a.m. until noon, actually I want to change that because it's a bit hard to get here on time when my car's broken down. But, you know, maybe I should change it for 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. every week. I might come here. And imagine if other protesters decided to bring their causes to have their 20 people to do their protests, you know, and there's a whole bunch of people protesting with different causes, hopefully in the name of liberty though. You know, even if you want to protest the ability for people to have protests, come down and protest with your 20 people or whatever the then current COVID directions say you can have. Because, you know, if the government and the crown, so to speak, even though it's not the real definition of the crown, the real definition is the monarchy, the monarch, I should say, but I'll do a TINLA video about that. But if the government wants to, and the executive arm of the government specifically, wants to intimidate people with some of their agents, some of their workers, then, you know, why would you put up with that? You know, I don't want to say I'm sad, but I'm sad that people, you know, have taken their freedoms for granted, and, you know, there's not more protesters and different groups protesting and different individuals protesting. You know, I appreciate that a lot of people can't make it, or they have other issues. They're worried if they lose their job, if they work for the government, that kind of thing. But if they were to lose their job for that, then perhaps, and this is not legal advice, I don't give legal advice, but perhaps they would have an unfair dismissal case because they have lawfully exercised their rights, as long as it's not, being partial, if that makes sense. Like if someone works for the health department, they have a sign saying Anastasia Palaszczuk sucks or something, or she's a Nazi or a commie or something like that, then that might be a different story, as per the Benagerie case. And then also the idea of working for the government is that you are an impartial person, that you aren't politically leaning certain ways, and not being an impartial judge. So imagine, just say, if you had someone working for, I don't know, the small business ministry or something, and they have social media posts saying, look, I really hate small businesses because the big businesses donate to my political party or something like that. So therefore their decision making is tainted via bias or apprehended bias, if they don't actually have actual bias, even though really that is actual bias. But people can still protest for their rights, their general rights, and say any illegal protest or something like that, I would suggest. Or just leave the illegal part out and just write end the protest. Oh, sorry, not end the protest, end the lockdown. But, as I said, even if you want to protest, the ability for people to have protests, come down and protest. You'll be a hypocrite, but that's fine. If only 3 people turn up to the protests, then, and these are peaceful protests too, it's nothing to do with rioting or Antifa or whatever, although I imagine if it gets bigger that there'll be some police agent provocateurs, undercover police officers trying to fake a little fight so people can get arrested, which some people suspect is what happened to Thanos with the 99% Unite group. Apparently they just had someone in the back corner that got arrested first, and that was the excuse the police had for arresting Thanos and Craig, and smashed Craig's face into the ground. Apparently he had all blood pouring out of his face, and it's really dodgy that some people do those tactics, and especially when it's to break up lawful protests. You're allowed to lawfully protest and express your free will. It's even protected constitutionally via sections 2 and 24 are the most cited sections, but you also have section 128 and just say a few other sections, but 2 and 24 is the cited one, because I guess lawyers often don't remember more than 2 sections or whatever. But that ensures the implied right to political communication. So you're constitutionally protected for politically communicating, as long as it's done in an appropriate manner. Obviously, if you are being violent or obstructing people, something like that, unnecessarily, then that's a different story. Or, as I said, if you work for the government and you're saying, just say it was 1996 and someone has a sign saying John Howard sucks, but they work for the government, that's highly inappropriate, because the public service is an exception to the general rule in terms of that their right to political communication is limited more so than anyone else. So Johnny B. Good says, bring them on camera, the police. I don't know if they're still following me or hiding again behind different things, but if you rewind the video, I don't know if you can rewind while it's live, but rewind it when it finishes. I did go up to the police and then question them, and then they claimed from memory, it was implied that I can't question them, in which case police question people all the time without having a lawful right to do so, like the police officer asking my name. And then I said, well, What do you want my name for? Because I only have to give it in prescribed circumstances. Go look up sections 40 and 41 of the Police Powers and Responsibilities Act, Queensland, and then the officer buggered off after what I believe is potentially false claim of that they were doing an operation looking for stolen cars at the bike racks. Because maybe it's like a invisible, car at Mobibike or Mobike, whatever they call it. Anyway, so I might just go get lunch or something now, and I proved the point, and I'll keep filming. Maybe. Is Sid just having to sit down?
He's just sitting down. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just for his legs.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll say something as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Introduce yourself if you want, or
Yeah. Hi, how you going, guys, peoples? Just want to mention on Wayne Glue. He's one of the ones who are like standing up for our constitution and all that kind of stuff, and should buy his book. All Australians right now should be actually buying and reading up on our Australian constitution, because that's our real rights and laws, not the corporates that are running Australia right now. Also, Sid, you can also get his the Australian constitution that from Sid, and Sid has also got a lot of good information on his Facebook page as well. Can't see any more police for a while. Seem to be gone. It's interesting that they had the cameras not watching us. It was a bit of fun. I'll go back to RJ. Sorry.
gotta be careful no one else touches my banner in case I get charged that no one else gets charged illegally for having a paper banner saying hashtag end the illegal lockdown, hashtag reset parliament. So you want to go walk up that way, I'll buy you Hungry Jacks or whatever for coming, and I'll keep it going just in case the police are waiting for me to stop recording.
I've got the recorder here if I need it.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so we're going to go to Hungry Jacks and see if the police are waiting for me around the corner, or if those police officers are still looking at me. It's starting to rain now too, and then I'll be more attentive to my lovely guests that have turned up for freedom to fight for their rights in a peaceful manner. You know, we're not harassing people, we're not going up to random people and even giving them flyers, even though you're allowed to do that, as long as you're not doing it in a violent manner, of course. Hey, someone's got a jumper that nearly says what my jumper says, but then I noticed an addition, whatever that means. Anyway, some people, hey, I think they got more than 10 people in that cafe, or 20 people, and, you know, that's fine. Technically, that's multiple cafes, so maybe they're allowed to. But, you know, what kind of a ridiculous society do we have where people are being little dibber-dobbers to the government over illegal lockdown restrictions? Like, they're saying, oh, I counted, my local cafe has 11 people in it. Oh my gosh, can you arrest it? And arrest the people. What kind of a ridiculous thing is that? We're told that, you know, the Nazis, it was so bad in Nazi Germany or in the Soviet Union with people dobbing in their parents and whatever to the government, and their parents disappear and whatever because, you know, my daddy said Stalin's an asshole. Something like that. But of course in Russian, all I can say in Russian is Kakatelo and Spasibo. Maybe a couple other things. But, you know, what kind of a society do we have that people, when the government is breaking the law, but then they're dobbing in people just having a coffee or something like that to the government, and they're probably dopey anyway, and they're counting staff members as customers, so they're probably wrong anyway. But anyway, the beach is closed too. Did you hear that there was a guy got killed at, just south of the border, probably a week ago? Was it a week ago? Yeah, I think it was last Sunday. By a great white bit his leg off or something.
Oh, true.
And he was surfing. Yeah, and we were here last week and the beaches were closed and I didn't realise that's why it was.
Yeah.
The water was a bit rough too. But that's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Mm.
No idea.
So some poor bloke got his leg bitten off or something and then bled to death. Where was it? Benora Point maybe? Somewhere like that. Tweed Heads area, I guess. And anyway, here's a big famous arch, Surfers Paradise. We used to have meter maids, and there was a meter man too that I think was oh my gosh, I can't even think his name. Wayne. What? Sorry. What was the footballer's name? With long blonde hair, Wayne someone. He had really tight pants, and he was like a meter maid here for a little bit. Oh, okay. Oh, Warwick Kappa, sorry. Yeah, so he was a meter maid too, or a meter man, whatever. And, you know, we used to have ladies in their little bikinis. You could go up and have a chat to them. They're nice people, often foreign students, and they're just trying to make some extra money. And presumably, you know, they're doing so lawfully, paying tax and whatever, if it's not deemed a hobby. And again, this is not legal advice, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I think that's been stopped now because of political correctness, because you can't have a lady in a bikini anymore, even though that is empowering for women, isn't it? That, hey, look, you can strip down to a bikini at the beach and that's fine. Anyway, I'm going to just quickly read these comments, any extra ones. Yeah, so I'll just stop now and I'll have the phone ready for the police if they come and harass me or whatever. And like I said, you know, most police are probably good, decent people, but apparently a sergeant at Surfers Paradise has a chip on her shoulder at the moment. So, you know, hopefully this teaches her not to misinform people, mislead people with regards to the law, and to say, you know, just don't have your protests, etc. Anyway, cheerio, woo, and that's paraphrased. Bye.